The Bennetts' home glowed under soft candlelight, the clinking of glasses masking the quiet discomfort that lingered beneath Mark's laughter. Claire moved gracefully, serving food while her husband bragged about his promotion. Each boast about his hard work was paired with a subtle jab at her little painting hobby, drawing uneasy smiles. When Ethan's voice broke through the noise, the atmosphere shifted. His sincere admiration for Claire's art, and his gentle compliment, sliced through Mark's dominance like a sudden chill. The room fell silent. Even the candles seemed to flicker differently. Mark's smile faltered, his jaw tightening as Claire's heart stuttered in confusion. Later, the house turned cold. Mark's accusations came sharp and cruel, painting Claire as a flirt craving attention. Her voice trembled with denial, but his bitterness drowned it out. As he turned away, she wept quietly into the pillow. Then Ethan's message arrived, soft, kind, and dangerously comforting. "You don't deserve this, once." Claire lived for color and canvas, a promising art student whose work drew admiration at small exhibits. But love demanded sacrifice. She shelved her dreams so Mark could finish law school, believing their future would be shared. Years later, her studio gathered dust, her brushes stiff with forgotten ambition and quiet regret. Mark's success brought distance, not joy. Their marriage became a performance. Lydia, his proud mother, often reminding Claire she should be grateful. Breakfast passed in silence. Dinners were rehearsed smiles. When Claire sought therapy, Mark dismissed it as outsiders meddling. Slowly, she learned to swallow her emotions before they reached her lips. Ethan's reappearance was gentle but piercing. A visit to drop off Mark's forgotten files turned into an unspoken revelation. He saw the exhaustion behind Claire's polite eyes. Having survived his own toxic past, he recognized her invisible wounds. His quiet words lingered long after he left. "Sometimes, it's yourself you lose." The second dinner began like a polished performance. Fine wine, shallow laughter, Mark in command. But when he mocked Claire's little art hobby, the cruelty was unmistakable. Ethan's calm voice cut through. He praised her talent, even mentioning her painting being auctioned. The compliment cracked Mark's control, exposing his simmering insecurity before everyone. Once the guests left, the mask shattered completely. Mark's fury erupted, accusations, insults, the sharp crack of glass against wood. Claire stood frozen, trembling, as his anger poisoned the air. When silence finally returned, she escaped to her long-forgotten studio. Dust floated in the moonlight as she reached for an old paintbrush. That night, grief became rebellion. Every stroke on the canvas bled defiance. Years of silence turned into color. Painting became her secret sanctuary. When Ethan later stumbled upon her anonymous artwork online, he recognized the emotion instantly. His message was simple yet powerful. "Don't hide. The world deserves to see you." Mark's suspicion sharpened into obsession. He scrolled through Claire's messages, questioned every errand, and hovered around her like a shadow. The warmth in their home curdled into surveillance. To protect her secret, Claire hid brushes in her car trunk and painted in borrowed moments. Freedom tucked between fear and midnight silence. Ethan became her quiet ally, guiding her to list her paintings anonymously. Each sale was a secret victory, a fragment of herself reclaimed. Claire began to glow again. Subtle laughter with her friend Emily, a steadier voice, unforced smiles. But Mark noticed. His charm returned like bait, coated in apologies and tears. One evening, as she approached their bedroom, Claire froze. Through the half-open door, Mark's voice murmured into the phone, smug and cold. "Don't worry, Mom. I've got her back where I want her." The illusion shattered. Her heart didn't break this time. It hardened. Love had died. Ownership had ended. When the gallery invitation arrived, Claire's hands trembled, a doorway back to herself. Mark's discovery of it brought thunder. He forbade her, calling her art humiliating melodrama. But this time, fear no longer ruled her. Dressed in quiet grace, she left anyway, her heart pounding with both terror and liberation. The Chicago gallery glowed with applause and admiration. Strangers lingered before her paintings, moved by their raw emotion. Ethan's reassuring smile steadied her nerves until the doors burst open. Mark's fury filled the room. He shouted accusations, red-faced and wild, exposing his cruelty before the crowd he sought to impress. Claire didn't flinch. Her voice, calm and unshaken, carried across the murmuring guests. "You always said I embarrassed you, Mark, but the truth is, you've been embarrassing yourself." As she walked away, the gallery owner approached, astonished. Her painting, Invisible Wife, had gone viral. The world finally saw her truth. In the quiet aftermath, Claire filed for divorce without drama, just clarity. The gallery incident spread like wildfire, and soon Mark's polished image fractured under public scrutiny. Articles dissected Invisible Wife as a portrait of emotional abuse. Lydia called in panic, pleading for family unity, but Claire had finally stopped apologizing for surviving. Ethan became her quiet constant, never rescuing, only supporting. Together they transformed an old brick space into her new studio, sunlight spilling across fresh canvases. He helped hang her paintings, then stepped back, letting her breathe in independence. For the first time in years, Claire's reflection looked like someone free, not fragile. Months later, Claire's studio buzzed with women rediscovering their voices through art. She spoke not of pain, but of healing, brushstroke by brushstroke. Her laughter filled the air, soft and steady. This wasn't revenge against Mark. It was rebirth. Her life, once muted, now pulsed in color, courage, and quiet triumph. Months later, sunlight pooled across Claire's studio floor, catching the dust like glitter in the air. Canvases lined the walls, testaments of her rebirth. A journalist sat across from her, recording every word for an article titled, "The Woman Who Painted Her Way Out." Claire's eyes lingered on one unfinished self-portrait. The painting showed her smiling, softly, genuinely, something she hadn't painted in years. Ethan arrived quietly, his presence warm, familiar. He left a folded note on her desk before stepping aside. Inside, in his careful handwriting, it read, "You were always beautiful." I just said it out loud first. Claire's smile deepened. Not for the compliment, but for the truth she finally felt. She no longer needed validation to exist. As her brush moved again, her voice echoed like a whisper to her past self. Some compliments don't start love stories. They wake you from the ones that were never real.